My dear ladies and gentlemen, there will come a time when this world, as we know it, will be wrapped, completely enveloped, not in fear, not in chaos, but in the perfect plan of its Creator. Just like a gift carefully wrapped for a loved one, the earth will be covered in a way that protects it, transforms it, and prepares it for a glorious unveiling. You may look around today and see brokenness, hear bad news, and feel like the world is spinning out of control. But God has not abandoned His creation. The wrapping has already begun. He is covering the earth with His promises, securing it with His word, and tying it together with the ribbon of His love. Think about it. When you wrap something precious, you don't just toss it in a bag and hope for the best. You take time, you fold the edges neatly, you make sure it's protected. In the same way, every season we go through, every joy, every challenge, every lesson, is part of that divine wrapping. Even the storms we face are just part of God's preparation, because He knows the final reveal will be glorious. One day, all the pain, injustice, and sorrow will be folded away like the corners of that wrapping paper. What will be left is a world radiant with peace, beauty, and righteousness. A place where every tear is wiped away, where every wrong is made right, where every heart is whole again. God is actively preparing the earth for a glorious unveiling. Every event and season is part of His divine plan, like carefully wrapping a precious gift. When we say God is actively preparing the earth for a glorious unveiling, it means that nothing happening right now is random or without purpose. From the very beginning, the Creator had a plan for His creation, and every moment in history is moving us closer to that final, beautiful reveal. Just like an artist working on a masterpiece, he's adding details, adjusting the colors, and shaping the picture until it's exactly how he envisioned it. We may not always understand each brushstroke, but every one of them is intentional. Think about how a gift is prepared for someone special. The wrapping process is done with care, measuring, folding, and tying, because the giver wants it to be perfect. In the same way, God is measuring out seasons, folding away pain, and tying together blessings so that, when the time comes, His creation will be revealed in perfect beauty. Right now, it may seem like things are being covered, hidden, or even shaken, but that's just part of the preparation. We can take comfort in knowing that He hasn't stepped away from the world, nor has He left it to fall apart. The wrapping is a sign that something precious is inside. And when the day comes for the unveiling, the earth will radiate with His glory, and we will finally see the fullness of what He has been working on all along. Every struggle, every delay, every change will make sense. The wrapping is not the end, it's the beginning of something far greater than we can imagine. 2. Challenges are part of the process, not signs of abandonment. Even hardships are purposeful steps toward restoration. Challenges are part of the process, not signs of abandonment. When life becomes difficult, it's easy to think that God has forgotten us or that He has stepped away from His creation. But the truth is, every hardship, every trial, and every obstacle is part of the preparation. Just as a seed must break before it can sprout, sometimes things must be shaken before they can be renewed. What looks like trouble is often the shaping hand of God, working behind the scenes to prepare us, and the whole world, for something better. When a craftsman builds something valuable, there is a stage where the work doesn't look like much. There's dust, noise, and even moments that seem messy. But if you watch closely, you'll see that every strike, every cut, every adjustment is moving toward the finished masterpiece. In the same way, the struggles we face are not wasted moments. They are tools in the hands of a loving Creator. Even the storms have a purpose. They can wash away what no longer serves us, clear the ground for new growth, and remind us of our need for His covering. God is not using challenges to destroy us. He's using them to strengthen, refine, and position us for the unveiling. So instead of losing heart, we can face trials with faith, knowing that they are not the end of the story. The same hands that hold the stars are holding us steady, wrapping the earth in His plan, and making sure that every difficult moment is transformed into part of the gift He's preparing to reveal. 3. God's wrapping brings protection and transformation. His covering shields creation and shapes it for what's coming. God's wrapping brings protection and transformation. When He covers the earth, it is not to hide it away in darkness, but to shield it from harm and shape it into what it is meant to become. Just as a fragile object is carefully wrapped to keep it safe during a journey, God is covering His creation with His care while guiding it toward its destiny. We may not always see the full picture, but His protection is constant and His work is deliberate. Protection doesn't always feel comfortable. Sometimes God's covering can look like closed doors, unexpected delays, or changes that we didn't plan for. But in reality, these moments are like the layers of wrapping paper and padding that keep something valuable from breaking. The covering is not punishment, it's preparation. It's God making sure that His creation arrives in perfect condition for the day it will be revealed. At the same time, His wrapping transforms. It's not just about keeping us safe from harm. It's about shaping us into something greater. Every season we go through times of growth, times of waiting, even times of loss, is part of this transformation. He is molding our hearts, renewing our minds, and aligning our lives with His perfect will. When the wrapping is removed, the transformation will be undeniable. The earth will no longer carry the scars of pain and injustice, but will reflect the beauty, peace, and order of God's design. Until then, we can rest in the truth that His covering is working for our good, shaping both us and the world into the masterpiece He envisioned from the very beginning. 4. The final reveal will be filled with peace, justice, and beauty. Every tear will be wiped away, and every wrong will be made right. The final reveal will be filled with peace, justice, and beauty. One day, everything that is broken will be restored, and everything that is wrong will be made right. The suffering, pain, and injustice we see now are temporary. They are part of the story, but they are not the ending. When the wrapping is taken off and God's work is fully unveiled, the earth will reflect His perfect nature, whole, pure, and overflowing with life. Peace will no longer be a wish or a hope. It will be the atmosphere we breathe. Nations will not rise against nations, neighbors will not stand against each other, and hearts will not be burdened with fear. Justice will flow like a river, washing away corruption, oppression, and every form of evil. No one will be overlooked, no one will be left out, and no one will suffer under the weight of injustice ever again. The beauty will be unlike anything we have ever seen. Mountains, oceans, skies, and fields will be restored to their full glory. But even greater will be the beauty in people, the kindness in their eyes, the love in their actions, the joy in their voices. The earth will not just look different, it will feel different because it will be united under God's perfect order. That day will be worth every moment of waiting. The pain of the process will fade when we see the fullness of His plan revealed. Until then, we can live with the certainty that this day is coming. The wrapping is not forever, and when it's removed, what will be uncovered will surpass every hope, every dream, and every prayer we have ever carried in our hearts. 5. Hope and faith are our posture. While we wait, we live with expectation, knowing the best is yet to come. Hope and faith are our posture while we wait. We may not know exactly when the wrapping will be complete, but we can choose how we live in the meantime. Waiting is not meant to be a season of despair. It is an opportunity to strengthen our trust, to speak life over our circumstances, and to prepare our hearts for what God is about to do. Hope keeps our eyes looking forward, and faith keeps our feet moving even when the path ahead is not fully clear. Living with hope means believing that the best is yet to come, even when current events seem dark or uncertain. It's holding on to the promises God has spoken and refusing to let go just because the evidence hasn't appeared yet. Faith adds action to that belief. It's making choices that align with the future we're expecting, speaking words that match God's truth, and walking as though the unveiling could happen at any moment. When we keep our hope alive, we inspire others who might be weary. Our faith becomes a light that points them to the one who is in control. Every word of encouragement, every act of kindness, every moment of prayer becomes part of the wrapping process itself, partnering with God's work in the world. The waiting will not be wasted. Each day we choose hope over fear and faith over doubt. We position ourselves to fully embrace the moment when the earth is finally unveiled. And when that day comes, we will be able to say, I expected this, I lived for this, I trusted him for this. The best is not behind us, it's ahead, and we are moving toward it with hearts full of faith and eyes fixed on his promise.